Okay, I hope everybody is all up and set. We're actually going to be starting a few minutes early than intended. It was originally meant to start off at around 10 p.m. But wait, let me just go switch my screens right now. I should learn to add a fade out on that one. But anyway, right, so this would be a good time for us to actually begin. I know we are starting off in the JP server because like I said in my initial disclaimer when I made the announcement, I did not roll for the A80 Supra in my SCA account. However, I do have the A80 Supra on my Japanese account. So technically it's a bit of a win-win. Wait, let me just do one more share here before I officially begin. We're not going to be starting right away with the masterclass. We are going to start off first with a bit of a... Wait, hold on. It's not showing up properly on my screen. Okay, but we're going to be starting off first with a bit of a warm-up. And what I meant by warm-up is that we're going to be tackling a bit on the JP server's version of the summer hunt. So I actually capped up on my remaining counts as of the moment. So we're gonna start off with that first. We're gonna clear through. I'm gonna show you ideal builds or grinds that you want to do if you're really after clearing the entire event and hoping, just hoping, you get the car that you want. All right. I believe I'm all good and set. Let me just go back in game. And alright. It's okay. For the JP server, it functions similarly as how it was in the SCA server. And wait, let me just... There we go. Am I capped yet? Yeah, I'm capped. I'm capped. Okay. Right. We will officially begin. Right now, I'm only sticking my guns to the R32. I know the top speed upgrade is not fully up yet. I honestly don't need the downforce. I would need more of the traction rather than the downforce. I know it's gonna bog down on my overall performance index, but hey, it's more beneficial than the downforce. Downforce is normally... Oh wait, oh, the music? Wait, hold up. Is the game sounds too high? How about now? Music's too loud? Yeah, I apologize on that one. But anyway, okay, so I dropped it to negative 12 decibels now. It was a negative 9 earlier. Let me know if you can hear me much better now compared to earlier. Again, I apologize if the music was too loud. It wasn't like that when we did the stream last weekend. But anyway, as I was saying, let me just go to negative 30 to be safe. Right, so downforce, I need it much less on a car like the 32 because downforce is normally reserved for cars that actually need more downforce. This one has enough of it. And the Corvette C7, yeah, I got 2 horsepower upgrades. I'll explain later if I could. And the top speed upgrade and the high gear. And then I got the Chiron, already at ECU 5, with traction, low gear horsepower, and drift speed. So I'm gonna go in blind with no food. I'll just use whatever I could get. I've actually already cleared this. So what I'm doing is I'm just gunning for cars. If I get stones, I will trade them off later. Get the guac. How can we get the golden chip to attach to our car on the summer hunt event? You just either get a chest that contains a gold chip, or you can upgrade your current chips by merging it or synchronizing it with similar color chips. So if you have, for example, a horsepower chip, you have 2 of those and they are both gray. You can merge them together to form the green one. So the sequence of evolving, yes, it's kind of evolving, is as follows. You start off with the gray, then the green, the blue, the purple, and the gold. Once you get gold, that is the maximum capacity. For example, I got a blue low horsepower, so I'll just keep it that, hoping I could get the L1. You can also get the circle chip. The circle chip is like a universal upgrade part. And I'll need that soccer ball, thank you. The circle chip is a universal upgrade part that can be applied to any part as long as it is the same color. And yeah, as Og Subhan mentioned, mash up 2 purple chips of the same category. Alright, let me drop it down, unless it's the game. But I know I had game audio turned off. I'll put it to -14. But I'm also making sure that it's ducked in. Next, so you have 2 purple chips. As long as they are the same type, you can merge them into the next level. Okay, getting the SDI. I've already cleared this like more than twice, so I don't need to race no more. So here's hoping we do get a random encounter instead. Right. Yep, just checking in. I'm Kira on chat. I'm a free-to-play player, so do I have a chance to buy dress by using diamonds? Unfortunately, dress, the lineup for diamonds is very limited for literal outfits. The better ones are really stuck with the paid currency, the actual gems, not the diamonds. But there are some that you can buy with diamonds. The lineup is just fairly limited. It's normally like, for example, when you start off your account, you have an option to pick 4 styles. The other styles can be purchased with diamonds, if that's what you're after. Okay, so I think I got a top speed upgrade, so I merged them together. That's what I got. But majority of all the banner outfits you see on outfit banners, they are all gem based, not diamond based. Okay, we get the tamale. Oh, I've also done this. Maybe it's possible that we get to clear this without doing a race. Maybe. Because I know when I do this by myself, not on live, I get easily random encountered. It's fine on paper, but sometimes it does get a little bit annoying. Also, if you were with me on the day 1 of the MasterClass, it does also happen that the weight of your backpack would also affect your performance. To translate, if your capacity is below 50%, you get a 10% horsepower upgrade. If it's 75% weight, you only get 5% horsepower upgrade, and if it's 100%, you do not get a benefit at all. Alright, am I a content creator for RM? Yes, I am. Okay, so let's go on to the next. Alright, I already beat the Countach. I believe the only one I have not cleared perfectly yet is the final boss. So if the final boss in the SEA server, it is the Veneno in Chicago. It's also going to be in Chicago, but you're going to be met with a different rival. Actually, we're almost done and still no encounter. Which is the best card that you can pull for the event, according to my experience? I would say this is a shocker to most of you. Stay away from the Supra 80. Unless you are ready to invest to ECU 5, stay away from the Supra 80. I highly recommend, if you're better off on sports car class, get the MC20 Cielo. This is the 3rd golden ball this day. Where my Shenson from Like a Dragon and my search for the golden balls. Okay, wow, oh yeah, see, that's this circle chip. This is a universal chip. You can also get this in the SEA server. The only way to use it is if you also have a similar colored chip part. Doesn't matter what kind it is. Because if you go here to synthesis, you can see you can use the same chip because it's blue on blue. So I can level that up to a purple L. I can get the burrito. So I'll actually right now Not sure if I have already cleared it or not, but I am going to eat my tamale, my burrito, and my guac. Okay, so we can actually face off. Right, so we got Chiron at max ECU with heated parts. I think I do not have the benefit of... Yeah, because I think I'm around 75%, so I may only get a 5% power increase. Ideally, you are to throw out most of your stuff and get to below 50% to have a better chance at this. The 5 to 10% really helps. Yeah, for the JP server, you are up against the Zenbo TSRS, which, by the way, next week is the new car drop for the SEA server, alongside the Bugatti Veyron and the... what was the third car? The BRZ STI. There, with 21 meters. And you'd normally get this, I forgot what it's called in English. It's another Mexican staple, but you get that immediately. Okay, I think I might need to throw some stones. I can only pick up 6. Chimera, okay. Beetle, alright. 5R. Ooh, I got an R34 copy. Sweet. Yeah, the R34 is available in the JP server's summer hunt. Unfortunately, the SCA server does not. Get that. Is the BRZ STI worth getting? I would say yes. If you think the GR86 is crazy, the BRZ STI just takes it up to another level. And I got the golden foot. I would need the golden foot. What can I trade? Tequila. And I'll need rope. And then I can now check out. I'm happy that I got the R34, honestly. But for this account, I already have the 34, although at ECU 0. But that begs me the question, maybe I should trade to the R34 instead. And also, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so the chip there. I only now transferred just parts for the summer hunt. But before I actually check out, let me just spend it there so that I do not spend it so I can clear this. I just need the money. So I really honestly don't need any of these, but these ones I might. So I have to go to the warehouse first, deposit my wood. That sounded weird. My metal, my nuts, and my bolts. Everything else I can sell. My guac. Everything else I can just sell it off. I go to the mall, sell it. I got 700,000 right off the bat, which means buy. I still got enough. I still got 700,000. This, and maybe that. But at this rate, I might not need to max it out no more. If you're having trouble, that's my only recommendation. Max out the parts tree of what you're earning. For this, I'm already investing on a really good Chiron in SCA. Do I need another in JP? And I don't need another GTR because my other JP account has the GTR at ECU 5, mind you. So any card that you have unlocked, you can actually pick it here. But you know what? ECU 0 R34 is not as great or hyping as the A80 Supra. So yeah, I'm gonna switch to that. ECU 1 is ideal. The bump up on the performance of the Supra and the 34, they perform much better if it's above ECU 1. ECU 1 or above. Okay, now we can officially begin the class, chat. What will we get by maxing the character chart? Okay, one last visit to Summer Hunt before we actually go. What would we get? So to explain, this one would increase the drop rate of Collector's Edition, basically the orange items that also includes the cars. So these items are high rarity, which you can sell off for more, but you'd normally need this for the cars that you want to unlock. The SEA server's lineup is different from the JP server and from the Taiwan server and so forth. These, on the right side, these are performance upgrades to your base car. So even if, say, you do not have any ECU copies and poor chips, but if you max this out, you can become competent. The, left side of the left skill tree is to unlock additional stuff you can buy from the mall. This one increases your capacity for your backpack, and this one increases your capacity for your warehouse. Alright. With Summer Hunt done for the night, we shall now move. Speaking of move, let me move the chat so I can read it much better. We will now officially move to our training session featuring the A80 Supra in the Nurburgring Nordschleife. So for those who are not familiar, what have we done for the past two streams? This is stream number 3 of the Nurburgring Masterclass. Stream number 1, we focused on sports class, where we tackled all of the cloudy variations of Nurburgring, then a one full lap around the Nordschleife. Stream number 2, we tackled extreme class in the dry version of the Nurburgring on all sections. Now, we've done them already for both, so what does it leave us with the standard class? I would say I'm leaving chat the decision. So I'm gonna put my post here. I'll leave you guys the choice which variant of Nurburgring we're gonna go for the Supra Standard Class Masterclass. Okay, I'm giving you guys a maximum of up until 10:12, so 2 minutes. Take your pick. Do we go for the cloudy version of Nurburgring or do we go for the dry version of Nurburgring? And take note, we're going to be doing the full map. We're not going to do segments. To let you guys know as well, here is the difference between the two, not just the weather. The cloudy version features heavy grass penalties, but you can take extreme shortcuts throughout the grass. In the dry section, there is no penalty through the grass. However, it would be even more barricaded compared to the cloudy version. So the shortcuts you can do in the cloudy version, you cannot do in the dry version. And I believe the same can be said for the JP server. So okay, we're getting cloudy, dry, cloudy, cloudy, dry, cloudy. Dry is way too easy, as mentioned by Terry Real. So, okay, we have 1 more minute. Anyone else in chat who would like to vote? So, 7 of you have already voted in. Who else would want to vote in on whether we do cloudy or dry? By the way, if you guys just got in and just found this stream, welcome to the Nurburgring Nordschleife Masterclass featuring me, Miyogi, sponsored by NetEase themselves, aka the publishers of Racing Master. We're already in lesson 3, where we are in the standard class. We're just gonna focus for the standard class for tonight. So okay, it's 10:12, and with a score of 5-3, we are 5-4. 16 Blue Moon just made it to the last. We are gonna go to the cloudy version of the Nurburgring. So if you have missed the previous classes where we do it segment by segment, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it this time. But what we're going to do is we're gonna do 3 rounds of the Nurburgring. We're gonna do 3 rounds of the Nurburgring Nordschleife cloudy version with an ECU 0 A80 Supra. I think it is mandatory for me to feature the banner cars in the SEA for this. Again, I did not roll for the A80 in my account, but I do have it in the JP server, so here we are. So this is my A80. If you are familiar with the customization that I have done to it, you can reply on chat to educate the rest of the audience. But this is my setup. It is very unorthodox. I went with a 2-1-2-3-3 setup. But I can also drop it down to 2-1-2-3-2. The reason being, you do not want tire setting 3 for the Supra, as much as it is one of the recommended tunes, because this boy suffers from extremely heavy understeer. So, okay, the first one, we're gonna be setting our record in the full version. Do note that the Supra 80 here in the JP server is a much more advanced version compared to, say, the SEA server. But the way to maneuver it is still the same. So round 1, I will strictly follow the race road. I will show the shortcuts later when we beat my set time. So when doing the Nurburgring, treat it as if you're just doing Gran Turismo. Also, congratulations to Justin0241 for gaining the Envision 74. Hyundai just debuted in the JP server, which also includes the Elantra N, the Ioniq 5N, and the Veloster Turbo N. The Veloster Turbo is the only one you can get from the permanent banner and doing regular rolls in other banners. And yes, 16th Blue Moon is correct. I did base it off Max Orido's A80 Supra. So this is the Redux Supra as popularized in Tokyo Extreme Racer. So safe to say, the penalty system of the cloudy Nurburgring is exactly the same as it is with the SEA. Careful in that section, it is a blind corner. So for those who are fairly new to the game, the Supra 80 is classified not just as a legendary, but rather it is classified as a prime legendary. So what would this mean? Prime legendaries in Racing Master are separate from your standard legendary vehicles, as they have what we call a passive, or a prime passive, as how we would normally say it in the community. Prime passives give these cars extra value over your regular legendary vehicles. Meaning, for the Supra, it has the twin turbo 2JZ. As indicated, if you look at the hood up top, there is a turbo gauge where you can see the boost that I'm gaining. So one turbo goes up to almost 1.3 bar. The second turbo can hit up to 2 bar. That would translate in-game as extra acceleration beyond the acceleration cap. If you notice when my runs with the Cielo and the Jesko, this is not as remarkable as you think. But don't worry, we'll try our best to make it remarkable even at ECU 0. Night Pink Eve will actually see in a bit. So even if you're doing this by sections or tackling it as a whole, do take note of the lines that I'll be doing on the second run of the Nurburgring, as it would be very valuable in getting your time down even shorter and give you an edge over the competition. Some corners like those, especially for the likes of the Supra, are unavoidable to getting into the grass, just like to take note. So it's either you eat the grass, take it like a man or woman, or you have to brake longer just so that you can stay on the road to not receive the speed penalty. So for those who are watching this for the first time, just like to remind you guys to please stay tuned until later on in the stream, as we would have a community exhibition match that's gonna happen in the SEA server. So we're only staying in the JP server until I finish all 3 runs of my Nurburgring race. And hello, Soju Babi, welcome back. Seeing some regulars here on the channel, it seems. Now, it's on long straights such as this is where the prime passive of the A80 Supra is very beneficial. Look at my speed right now. I am reaching the same levels of top speeds as that of the Jesko and the MC20 in an ECU 0 A80 Supra. Okay, and clock in with a little bit of some damage there at the end. We have 6 minutes, 50 seconds on the dot, and that is us tackling the track normally by almost, let's say, 85-90%. There were some moments that we did go through the grass instead due to our understeery nature. So that is us setting our time. The time we've set, why is it not registering? There you go. The time that we set, we are rank 155 in the Japanese server. And we've set a time of 6 minutes and 50. Now, the second run is what you need to look out for, as I'll be doing the same run, but I'll be tackling a different line, where we maximize the entire map. So 6 minute 50 is our time to beat. So right off on the first section, I'm already doing what can be considered in the likes of professional racing illegal. But in the realm of Racing Master, it's completely legal. So I did not actually bother to check on my sector times, but we're going to see later the overall. If we're able to do a better time on this, maybe we can have a registered ranking ghost to go up against. In the JP, in the SEA server, it was easy for us to do so on live. Maybe here's just giving it some time to sink in with the data. Okay, we had two shortcuts down earlier. So the next one is another shortcut. What's good with the Supra is that it has really high stability, even if you don't set it to stability center of gravity level 2. Note that if you're in a standard class car, you're actually going slower, so I don't recommend doing the same lines as what we did back in the sports class and the extreme class. They have the power capacity to tolerate such penalties. The standard class, no. So you gotta be very tactical with when and where you initiate such shortcuts. Also notice how I always keep my nose as close as possible or on the grass. The penalty does not hit until you actually have all 4 tires in the grass. Also notice as well my drift angle. I'm trying my best not to stay too long in red drift. Like just enough to move the car's body into the desired direction I want, and then I counter steer immediately. Note, however, that this run that I'm doing with the A80 Supra can also be applied to other vehicles in the standard class. Which cars they are, if you're familiar with most permanents and the other cars in the banner, you know what I'm talking about. But definitely the RX-7 FD, the initial DA86, and the GTRs cannot do this run. They have a much better, faster, and smoother run compared to this. Okay, and here's the other shortcut. But notice that we had our grip restored too early, unlike with the Jesko and the MC20 where we can take it all the way. So again, the prime passive of the A80 Supra is very beneficial when you get to long straightaways. For the rest of the Nordschleife, you have to bear with it. If you can master the cornering and stay as close as possible to say RX-7 FDs in such a map, you can definitely win against them when you get to the final section. But because our power is lower, and that final carousel, we can tackle it much easier than with the MC20 or the Jesko. So again, 6 minutes 50 was our time in the first run. So second run, I believe I'm comfortable. I'm confident that we can beat 650. But it would be close. So the next one would be the final shortcut that you could take in the Nordschleife. "19 seconds. I was honestly gunning for 640, but 19 seconds on the dot, not bad. So the fastest that we could do with the A80 Supra, at least against ourselves, is 641. Oh, 9 seconds, my bad. I lost my math. It's 9 seconds, not 19 seconds. So from 6 minutes 50, we were able to bring it down to 6 minutes 41.155 just by taking a select number of shortcuts in the Nordschleife. I'm Kira. If we are referring to the realms of Racing Master, I would say Jesko takes the cake. Not even the P1, not even the LaFerrari or the McLaren P1 could match up to the Jesko. Like on an overall rate, I believe the Jesko dominates. So from 155, we are now down to rank 76. And we're actually just tied with Nathan McCain, who's also in an A80 Supra, with a 0.4 difference. And right after that one, we're now greeted with a plethora. We're now greeted with a plethora of RX-7s. We got some M2s. The A86, this is the initial... Yeah, it's the initial D version. So mostly the initial D versions dominate the leaderboards. Yeah, initial D versions definitely. And these Supras you're seeing, they are ECU 5s. The Japanese really do love their Supras. So after the Jesko, which cars are coming? I will be announcing it later, but I'm sure most of you have already seen the leaks. You know what? Screw later. I'm gonna say it right now. The upcoming cars will be the Zenvo TS RS, the Bugatti Veyron Supersport, and the Subaru BRZ STI. You know what? Since the Zenvo is coming, and I have a Zenvo with me, it's by the way rank 1 at ECU 5. It's rank 1 at 5 minutes 16. Let us actually do a Zenvo run, just this once, and then we would traverse over to the SCA server. So this is my setup. People say I'ma do a 2-2-2-3-2. However, I am reserving the grip runs for tomorrow and Sunday's live streams. So we're gonna stick with a drift run of the Zenvo. So people say that the Zenvo is only good at grip. Get your mind out of the Ching Chong gutter. So I will do the shortcut route. So even with a hit, I'm confident I can get to under 6 minutes. With the overwhelming power of the Zenvo, we don't need to worry much about the speed penalty. The only disappointing part about the Zenvo is the fact that because this is the TSRS, not the ST1, we cannot get rid of this Pagani Huayra ass looking wing that responds only when you take corners. Is the Veyron sports class or extreme? Jonas Raphael 711, to answer that, it is sports class. Because the Chiron is already in extreme class, so is the Cento Dieci. So why bother having another one in extreme class when it just performs under said Chiron and Cento? But don't worry, it's not gonna be as overpowered as you think because of a little thing we call balance of performance. If you remember when the Bugatti Veyron debuted in Gran Turismo and it had a Group 4 variant, so that should say more than enough that it is justifiably allowable in the sports class. And yes, I am aware I have hit too many walls. That's what happens if you get... if my mind was hell-bent on doing just standard. So even my maneuvers are fixed to just standard, and here we are suddenly jumping to extreme. If anything, performance index-wise, this can fight off against the Jesko. So if you missed out on the Jesko, roll for the Zenvo TSRS. If you do not like the active rear wing, go for the BRZ STI or the Veyron. Watch, we're almost clocking 300 kilometers, and this is just Sector 2 alone. This ain't Sector 4. Sadly though, we're only doing an 86 kilometer average speed through the carousel. The Maserati MC20 does it way better. And this is what... okay, so we still can't do it even with the Zenvo. A little too grippy. Yeah, Zenvo is good, and people judge it only for being a grip car. But what you're seeing right now throws that judgment out of the window. It's just as good as it is in drift. It's just as good in drift as it is in grip. So I would say hybrid this thing. Jump between drift and grip whenever you wish, depending on the track, depending on the situation. You're not obligated to just drift the car. I mean, you're not obligated to just grip the car. If you think drifting is better, especially in tight hairpins, go. That one felt like a gutter run, not gonna lie. Just don't bring it too much on a red angle. That's what I would say with the Zenvo. That is correct, Soju Bobby, and it is still prevalent even in the realm of Racing Master. Justin 0241, I am dying for them to get the tourbillon in. What's good with the tourbillon is that it is the only Bugatti that does not rely on twin turbos or quad turbos. So that would be an interesting Bugatti to see. A full, naturally aspirated Bugatti. And our time in, we have successfully broken the 6-minute mark. We are at 5 minutes 56, even with hits left and right. With that time, we are ranked 63 in the JP server. Unfortunately, until our time does get registered, we're only gonna be facing up against default builds. But we are now going to be jumping over to the SEA server. But that is a little gift I can give to you guys who are here on live. So not only did we finish the formal lesson with the A80 Supra, but I've also given you guys a teaser of the Zenvo TSRS and also debunking. You know what? Let me do another gift before we actually move on to the SEA server. How does the Zenvo perform in competitive play? Yes, I am aware, Justin0241, that the tourbillon does refer to a watch mechanism. My ex used to be very affectionate with watches and has a soft spot for the tourbillon just for that sole fact too. So she taught me that. Oh, nice. We got Mexico. We got Mexico. So we got another Zenvo, a Chiron, a Jesko, a 4GT, Vulcan 720, and another Vulcan. This is the last race we're gonna do for the JP server, then we'll officially, and I mean officially, finally jump to SEA. Acceleration wise, it accelerates just as equal with the Jesko. And contrary to popular belief, I am going to drift this car. I'm not gonna grip it only. Just because Taiwan China server says, oh, this car is only meant to grip, does not mean it can only grip. Nice, no wheel spin at all. No redlining. The Jesko performs, the Zenvo performs well even in drift capacity. And 1 minute 15, was that our, yeah, that was our only run with the with that map in extreme class. This 4GT is ECU 5, I can feel it. Oh, it's ECU 3. Jesko is ECU 0, and obviously I'm ECU 1, but doesn't matter. This is good to drift and to grip. 250! I did not expect to hit 250 with the Zenvo. 250 in JP is kind of hard to achieve, and maybe it's because I did it flawlessly, no wall taps whatsoever. I did not care if it's a grip car, I drifted anyway. So, if somebody tells you, oh, Zenvo TSRS is only good for grip, lead them back to this channel and tell them otherwise. Once the test server updates and drops, I will be doing an advanced review of the Zenvo TSRS, and I'll prove to everyone that the car can absolutely drift the same way you guys witnessed here in the channel's live stream. But let me just go on and switch my accounts and move over to the SEA server. It'll be more than 250 RP if you race to the urban circuit. Yeah, I bet. But 250 is already high enough as it is, especially if you average 250 all in all. You can hit 2,450 RP, but some people already reached 2.5. Alright, let's just wait for the game to fully load here. Let me also double check. There we go. And I have to immediately turn off the music. I'ma do one last preview with another car before we officially do the community exhibition match. We'll go here. Back to drills. Europe. Nurburgring. We'll also do it in the cloudy version. So by the way, this is the records I've set. I had the RX-7 at 6 minutes 11. I'm currently top 2 in the server. But I also had an attempt of 6 minutes 35 with the ECU5 Nissan Skyline R34. So that time, 6:35.7, merits me top 16. Even take out my run in the RX-7 FD, I would still be in the top 20 of the server in a non-initial D edition car with my 34. I guess that's one thing that I'm at least proud of with this run with the R34 GTR. So I'm actually gonna do a run here in the dry on standard class because I have not set a record yet. So 557 is plausible because there is no speed penalties. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it up with the 34 here. Completely aware of certain things such as the barriers. The reason I'm showing this is, well, this is the last time you'll see me drift for a workshop session. Also, it's to witness for those who are watching this for the first time to see the actual comparison between the dry and the cloudy version of Nurburgring. You see that barrier on the right and on the left? That was not there in the cloudy version. So the game is technically aware that you can exploit the grass and make sure that you do not overly abuse it. Even with a tap, I believe I'll still be fine.
You are sweet royalty, unrivaled. This is the speed we need if we want to win. Keep it up.
Funny enough, I keep forgetting that's a blind corner, but once I'm in the 34, I instantly remember. It's always when I'm in the 34 I remember things. In other cars, I just forgot.
Sweet royalty.
Do you think the R34 will get a buff? Maybe in a long time it would. Unless we get like another collab series where the R34 is one of the featured collab cars and we get a buffed version. No, I'm not talking about the Evangelion collab either. But if that does happen, you know I'm gonna try to ECU 5-1.
You're the fastest. Unrun.
Also, notice the top speed difference of what I did just now against, say, the Supra 80 earlier.
Your speed is out of this world.
That's a heavy bang.
Victory is just within our reach.
So in a high-speed section like that with a car that heavily understeers, you know that is like a big bad trap. So be careful. And I hope nobody complains that it is narrow because, well, the last person complained it kind of ruined the Nurburgring for everyone in the China-Taiwan server from what I heard. Like, imagine making the Nurburgring extremely wide, like Forza Horizon levels of wide. That would ruin the game for everyone. Like, nobody will treat the circuit properly. They would all just go to the wider sections and call it a day.
You can do it. You're a natural behind the wheel. Challenging my heartbeat with that speed, aren't you? Your speed is out of this world.
So the top speed of the 34, even at ECU 5, cannot even match an ECU 0 A80 Supra down on the long straight. That's the big difference between a regular legendary and a prime legendary. Right there. You cannot argue about that. And our clock time? A 6 minutes 25.914 in the dry version of the Nurburgring Nordschleife in a standard car. It is 10 seconds faster without the speed penalties. Clocking in 6:35 in the cloudy, we've done 6:25 in the dry. Which means as long as you have a better racing line, you may or may not need the grass cuts too much. I mean, you would need it to an extent, just not as much as, say, the cloudy version. Oh, wait, let me just fix up that resolution bug right there, and we should be good. Oh, that puts us in top 14, and who are the other cars here? Obviously, the RX-7 Initial D editions. We got some M2s doing 619s, not bad. 624, not right now, Sonic. 624, 624.4 with a Supra, and that is the... No, we got Menu by Luo doing a 6.7. That's an ECU 5 Supra. Cookmal 624.4. We're just very close. If we did not hit those walls earlier, we could have gotten a 620. I just saying. So it's very close. The Supra and the 34 fight very closely. Though this is a maxed out 34. And I believe I am the only 34 here in this lineup. Everybody else is in an initial D car. Unfortunately, it's an initial D car, a Supra, or an M2. That being said though, we are now opening doors to the community exhibition event. Let's make it easy for everyone. So passwords 123456. If you want to join in, let me put it here on chat. R34 is not popular in SEA, didn't receive good reviews because they were too busy copying the Taiwan server feedback. That's why. Like I said earlier, take your head out of the ching chong gutter. You cannot base... The devs already said it themselves. Some cars would perform differently across different servers. You cannot always, and by always, I mean all the time, copy the Taiwan server reviews and expect it to perform exactly the same way. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me just... To join the community race. Here is the room ID. 837-816. Password. Okay, there we go. And let me just pin this. Okay. Alright, so I'll be setting the room settings. So everyone wanted cloudy. So we're gonna do cloudy. However, this is the rule that we're gonna be doing. Everyone will witness this. Limited. So there is no limit. However, there is a limitation on the cars that you could use. All standard cars are welcome, except Prime Legendaries, Master Series cars with passives. Where is the base FD? Where is the base FD? There you go. So the cars that cannot be used is the RX-7 FD, the RX-7 Initial D Edition, the Hachiroku Initial D Edition, the R32 Initial D Edition, and the Supra RZ. They cannot be used. But wait! There's more! Limited cars, other than yours truly, cannot be used. So no GR86. Pony Sedan's a welfare, that can stay. Elantra has to go. Emira, Zara, Diablo. 250 if you're a whale, you can go. Sylvia, Beetle is a welfare. Fiat is a welfare. Stradale is a legendary pack car, that can stay. 300 SL, go. Boxster, Master Pass, stay. Legendary car pack, 911, stay. I'm keeping the 34, but if anybody uses the 34 in the race, you are disqualified. 32, no. Evo 3, permanent, stay. John Cooper Works, stay. S2000, stay. Mach 1, stay. C3, stay. Z28, stay. M3, go. Grand Coupe X-Drive, stay. Hachiroku, go. FK8, stay. Z4, permanent, stay. All of the rares and the standard rarities can stay. So, those are the only cars that everyone can choose here. You're limited to just permanents, Master Pass, and welfares. Permanents, Master Pass, welfares, and the 2026 car year vehicles. There is no limit to ECU levels. That would be our rule. Anybody uses the 34 outside from me gets automatically disqualified. The winner of this exhibition on the third round will get, and I'm serious this because I have 2 witnesses who just won these and those who watched on the previous events. They'll win a monthly pass sponsored by yours truly. So let me just reiterate the rules once more. Permanent, welfare, master pass, car year, cars only. Any ECU. So whatever your ECU level is, if you've been getting permanents, this is the time to use them. So, to make it fair for everyone, because I know the Nordschleife, whether the cloudy or the sunny version, is not available. Let me just double check if I did save my settings. Okay, I did. So current performance is okay. Full ghosting as well. No, I mean normal ghosting. If you have noticed on the previous streams that I've done this for sports class and the extreme class, first 2 races will just to get everyone accustomed to the car they chose. Unlike in the sports class, this one you're free to experiment for 2 attempts. The final attempt would be your make and break. So, take the first 2 rounds to actually 2 points. 1, to get used to the car you pick. 2, to see if you can keep up with my ECU 5 R34. So that would be the main rival. So when I mentioned Gran Turismo, Yuigao, please check off on your assemble. When I say Gran Turismo, this is what I meant. If you remembered International A License 12 in GT4, if you've remembered Mission 34 in Gran Turismo, welcome to PTSD. Okay, so here's our lineup. This is just a warm-up. It's anybody's game. We got an S2000, an M2, a Mach 1, an Evo 3, another 3 Evo 3s, and a 3 Series. We can't overtake the pace car, can we? I expect I'm gonna be the one with the biggest advantage here. So whoever can draft behind me, if you can overtake me, that's okay. But remember, if you draft too early, that sets me up to draft behind you. It's alright, Yuigo. Thanks for noting. If ever your reply is gonna be late, post race. So in essence, 60 Blue Moon, you can overtake the pace car if you can. That's the plot point. And whoever got the S2000, I'll also try to do a review of the S2000 quite early. It is rare, surprisingly, in the SCA server, and it can only be rolled for, and I kid you not, in Hyundai banners, currently. Remember, we're on the cloudy version, so take note of the penalties. And this is just a warm-up, guys. I'll actually be keeping pace with everyone, like the pace car that I am. I'm imagining the Evo 3 is like our counterpart to the Mercedes-Benz Evo 2. I mean, both are Evos. So Yuigao is reliving out the final exam of the Gran Turismo 4. The Gran Turismo 4 International A license. Everyone else is trying to get used to the Nordschleife while Yuigao is just living out her Gran Turismo dreams. Oh, this is gonna be so fun watching it in replay. So far, two quote-unquote Mercedes-Benzes have now reached the pace car.
This pace will lead us to victory.
Am I holding back? Why, yes I am. Like I said, I'm just the pace car. But they can overtake, so we're not bound by Gran Turismo rules. This is just to give everyone a fighting chance to understand the Nordschleife in standard class, because each class reacts differently.
Focus on the car ahead. We still have plenty of chance.
Also, surprise rule later on round 3. So right now, they're testing out their cars. Just to give context to anyone who just came in, we are now in round 1 of 3 of the community challenge, where
Victory will be ours.
the combatants fighting for the monthly pass are testing out their first car pick, if they think it is enough for the Nordschleife or if they want to car swap. The Evo driver's about to do simulations. Please, that. Alright, we are in the default ghosting. Did you know that in ranked races, they already disabled full ghosting? I mean, they enabled full ghosting instead.
Keep it up.
Right now, it's Uehara. Don't. Uehara Ai? Is this my waifu from Yakuza 0? Kidding. Is this my waifu from a retired Japanese video production? Where's the other Kyoichi?
Keep the momentum going. We have to keep our advantage.
Right now, the Evo 3 seems to be a good pick for the Nordschleife. As the two leading cars are Evo 3s.
We're closing in on the leading racer. Keep pushing. Victory is in sight.
Plot twist. An Evo driver's about to get slapped for overtaking too early.
This is the speed you deserve.
Where's the other Kyoichi? You mean bleaching his hair? We're almost close to the long straight. And yes, to those who just came in on the live stream, I am holding back. This is just a warm-up race after all.
Get steady. Stay full.
Where's the other Kyoichi? Where's the other Evo 3? Okay, I'm ready. This is how you do Simulation 3. You hold back until the final section. No misfiring system. And we still clocked in under sub 7 minutes, even in standard class, for a goofing around pace car. Misfiring system broke. Alright, so top 2 currently are 2 Evo 3s. But would that be enough to actually last them on the Nordschleife? In third place, we have the S2000. Fourth place is the Mustang Mach 1. Fifth place is the M2. The other Evo 3 is still racing. And so is the last combatant on 7th place, the BMW 3 Series 330i. Too much fuel gone, too much metal melted. I knew standard class is gonna be such a meme. It was funny playing along the pace car. It was fun letting you guys catch up as well, because I know it's gonna be overpowered to do so. Okay, Kiara, you DNF. No, it shows that you're still racing. We'll see if you're still marked as DNF. Okay. Oh, so you already just left. All right. So round 2. This is your other choice to actually. This is your other attempt to pick a different car and see if you would be able to fare better with it. And Dearest Me actually made a quote that he was surprised that no one picked the BMW Z4. So if any of you guys have the BMW Z4, now's the good time for you guys to actually experiment. Oh, your PC crashed. Oh, sorry to hear about it. I hope it's fine right now. It seems that you're able to do assemble now. So everyone, assemble for round 2. I'll still be in the pace car. But this is the additional note that I would be making. I will give everyone a 1-minute head start. We did international final exam. Now I am going to do mission 34 in reverse. So Northflight in the Z4, Vix Ryu will be in the M2, Yuigao in the M2, A3 Eternal in the Mach 1. I did not see the other guys. Someone in the Hyundai Pony, and in the Evo 3. So now surprising, somebody would use the welfare reward. Originally the Pony is not a welfare car, but if that is what you pick in the New Year's gift reward between that or the Bugatti Chiron, good on you to pick the Hyundai Pony. That would probably give you an advantage here in this event. Let me also, while I'm waiting for the counter. Oh, Night Pink Eve. Okay, I wish you well. I hope you stay in podium. So everyone gets to lead ahead of me for a whole minute. Alright, so double checking on. Yeah, I'm starting anew. Thank you, Haley. So it has the best odds in the 2-kilometer straight and even in a lot of straights in general. It loses out on the slide turns. That was me with the Pony. Okay, Night Pink Eve. I wish you well. You go. Didn't get a chance to test drive this. Now's the time for you to do so. Night Corvette, Z4 is totally immune to shortcut penalty. If that is true, then we might see the big upset. So 30 seconds left. So I know you guys watching on live will not be able to see what's going to happen on the first minute. Thank you for side camera commentary, Trustin.
Let's check the car and make sure everything is okay before we get back in the race.
Okay, turning right, turning left. Got my seatbelt in. Okay, Haley, I'm good to go in 3, 2, 1. So to whoever is behind, I am sorry. So we're now doing the reverse of Mission 34, but this time instead of the SLR, we are in the pace car. So let's see if it is possible. Like, everybody is on equal footing. No one is in a rare class rarity car. Let's see if it is possible to do the impossible. I mean, technically, I have the power advantage being ECU 5. But also, for the sake of the element of surprise to chat, that
Got impressive speed.
I did not bother checking the ECUs of other people.
Your speed is amazing.
So the Z4 right now with North Flight is leading, but here I am just chasing after Pony.
Your speed is truly astonishing.
So everybody should already be in Sector 2. So it's an M2 against a Z4, so we may be seeing somebody who has cracked the formula.
Focus, stay steady. We've got this.
So we're chasing after Night Pink Eve, who is in the Hyundai Pony. So the long straights, unfortunately, is our only advantage here. You're cheating out of gas! Can't wait to see what happened!
You're fast. Keep pushing.
It's fun being the chaser in the Gran Turismo setup
You're going fast already.
event. So it's only on the long straight such as this where we are able to cut down on the distance. I misfired my system too much.
Go, go, go.
They should be all past the carousel by now. Oh, I spot one already. I think that's Night Pink Eve.
Push on. Feel the rush.
Currently, the top 3 are BMWs. Wow.
You've got impressive speed.
Okay, we are 7 seconds behind last place. 6 seconds. The M2s are leading. I doubt we'll be able to catch up unless it is the long straight. I can now see Night Pink Eve on my map.
Go, go, go.
This honestly does feel like this honestly does feel like the Gran Turismo Mission 34.
You're going fast already. Keep it up.
But the distance is already too big with all the other bimmers.
Keep pushing.
Now, who else can I actually catch up on this long straight? Technical sections be damned. I don't think I can catch up to anyone. But you guys are already building a maximum of a lead with the M2. Exactly 1 minute ahead. So if I had not done the 1 minute penalty on my own, high chance that Yuigao could have beaten the 34. Wow, I'm actually hitting 300. No, and I've officially hit 300. And there is everyone. So let's actually see the final results, minus me in the roster. So the winner, well, at least of this warm-up, is Yuigao in an ECU 5 M2. Keyaru in second place. Northflight in third, all ECU 5. Let's actually check the other rest of the competition. Aichan Uehara is in fourth with an ECU 4 Evo 3. Seems standard enough. Adrian Eternal in an ECU 3 Mustang Mach 1. Vix Ryu and then M2 at ECU 4. And then there's me just dicking around. And then Night Pink Eve in the Hyundai Pony Sedan. I know, right? Everybody is in fair game. That everybody has the advantage. But now, here comes the additional rule. No, wait, that's not it. Here comes the additional rule to play for fairness of everyone here involved. Everyone, including me, will be locked to ECU 0. And this is where the actual event begins. So it doesn't matter if you overtake me or not. Whoever wins, me not included, wins the monthly pass and gets to advance for tomorrow's Hall of Fame Fatal 3-Way event on tomorrow's stream. That everyone is ready. 83 Thermal, please assemble and let us now begin. So anyone could use any car at ECU 0. I am locked to literally a pace car. The performance index is lower compared to the M2 and the Beetle. So if you want to pick those, be my guest. Honestly, which is worth investment? Any difference between JP and SEA Jesko? Is Jesko worth investment? I would say yes, the Jesko is worth investment. So final grid, we got a Beetle, M2, Evo 3, Mach 1, Evo 3, M2, and M2. So there's a high chance they will all overtake the pace car. Any difference between the track difference of JP and SEA? None. They perform exactly the same. Cloudy version has the grass penalty, while dry version also has the walls. So by statistics alone, it's safe to say that the M2 has the literal fighting chance, but the Evo 3 also has the best advantage when it comes to acceleration, par none. So the pace car is just here to monitor everyone's performance. So wherever I place is irrelevant. I'm literally just the cameraman here. And because we're all in ECU 1, there is a fighting chance for everyone to actually fight off. Y'all can use me as a tool. I can't believe I'm saying it. Y'all can use me as a tool for slipstreaming as well. Jesko actually already came first on JP before SCA receded, Miniature. So although, I would say this, although the Evo 3 has the acceleration advantage over everybody, the M2 has the top speed advantage and the grip capacity. So to anyone and everyone, yes, you may use me as a slipstream. The lag with Yuigao though is extreme, but I know on their end they're actually performing just fine.
We'll win.
The M2s are now chasing after the Evo 3. The Mach 1 and the Beetle are still chasing well right behind. Everybody is taking the shortcut as expected. Yuigao trying to do a Simulation X. If you know what Simulation X is, good on you. If you have not, please rewatch the Ryosuke versus Kyoichi race in initially second stage.
Great job. First place is just ahead.
Wow, that Evo 3 be flying. Literally.
Use the slipstream to boost your speed.
So far, everyone's been saying permanent cars are old, permanent cars cannot perform well against the new limited meta. I'm literally just borderline. The M2s are the new standard. But Yuigao here is showing us that it's not in the car, it's still in the driver. And right now, the one that has the fighting chance is Yuigao in the Evo 3, followed by Uehara Ai and sorry, I know your name there, Kiaru, but I'll just call you TXV as far as the rankings are concerned. And I got distracted a bit. But the Mustang Mach 1 and the Beetle are having their own fight, doing their best to catch up to the Bimmers and the Evo 3. But Yuigao, despite the lag, can just hold on to their lead. They got this.
Push on. We've got this win.
One of the M2s has understeered tremendously to the outside. Uehara Ai-chan has been left behind by Keiaru, but now they approach it and Uehara Ai-chan switching to a drift approach into the carousel.
Stay behind the car.
Knowing it's one of the weaker points of the grip run in the Nurburgring, he uses that opportunity to actually overtake against Keiaru in his white M2. But just right behind the pace car, we can see that the Mustang Mach 1 is giving it its all, despite its age, and is slowly catching up to the trio right in front. Again, I'm just the cameraman and the secret slipstream to those behind.
Let's go. This is
Now, the Bimmers, unfortunately, they have to cooperate with each other if they want any chance at all in chasing after Yuigao's Evo 3. They need to be as close as possible to the final straight. That is their only opportunity into winning or beating Yuigao in his own territory.
wow. Your speed is super fast.
Keiaru keeping on the slipstream, but the Mach 1 right behind is keeping behind Keiaru, just to be sure that they are still within competitive range. Keiaru overtaking me just to get that slipstream in, just to catch up against Uehara Ai-chan. Uehara Aichan hitting wall a bit, but is closing the gap between them and Yuigao's Evo 3. 83 Therma in the Mustang Mach 1. If he could stay within anyone's slipstream, mine or theirs, he can still overtake on the final straight. Uehara Aichan hitting wall a bit, letting Keyaru overtake. Now it's just a matter of who can survive the slipstream onslaught. Yuigao losing all that momentum against Keyaru, but is also doing his best to chase after Keyaru's slipstream. And the pace car now just led. Yuigao building enough speed, staying on my slipstream to make sure that he stays and keeps the lead. It's gonna be a tight race between Yuigao and Keyaru. Uehara Aicha's already out, so it's just between Yuigao and Keyaru. Who's gonna be taking the win? Keyaru overtakes and Yuigao overtakes once again. And onto the final corner, Yuigao wins it in a permanent class Evo 3, beating the higher performance index method BMW M2 in a last-minute ditch effort. Wow, we got to see that race in replay, especially in that final straight battle. That was a very tight race between minus me out of the picture. Between Yuigao, Keyaru, Uehara Aichan, and 83 Therma. Despite the lag, he was able to fend off and keep his position well, strategically allows the pace car to overtake, and uses the slipstream to keep his position against Keyaru, who is just right behind him. So for the rest of the competition, just to double check, so Yuigao wins, followed by Keyaru, then Uehara Aichan, 83 Thermal in the Mustang Mach 1, outperforming Northflight, who is in the Beetle. Night Pink Eve in the other Evo 3, and BMW M2 driven by Victor Yu has DNF. Alright, to celebrate a bit, and exactly on time with the best soundtrack in my Dover Syndrome playlist, let me bump it up. Music may be a little loud, but bear with me for this. Let us put it in Yuigao's camera. It's gonna be a funny replay knowing he PLDC'd all the way. Most of the way. To answer your question, Truston, PLDT, also known as Philippine Local Telco Community, PLDT, Philippine Local Domestic Telco or something like that. This is a play of that. It's basically Philippine Landline Disconnection. Certified Filipino racist moment. Alright, so unfortunately, Yuiga's performed well on the final section. So let's move on to Keyaru, who is in second place, who did a big comeback from the lower half into the top 3. So Keyaru maximizing grip runs in the early half of the section just to be able to keep up against everybody, maintaining a grip run despite the grass penalty of the Nordschleife, but still manages to stay within range of Uehara Aichan and with Yuigao. Yeah, I do believe, despite the rankings, this is where Yuigao's connection stabilized. But you can also see that Keyaru was very stable throughout that section, while Uehara Aichan was losing grip throughout that shortcut through the S-curves. But while we go over there, let's actually go over on the bottom section where we see Northflight in the Beetle, a very rare opportunity Yes, the Beetle may have the higher performance index overall because of its high handling stat. However, it is also safe to admit that it does not have the best top speed value, unlike, say, the Mustang Mach 1. However, Nightpink Eve seems to be enjoying himself in 6th place. Either try to keep Vix Ziryu at bay, or just simply trying to learn how an Evo 3 performs in the Nordschleif's full layout. But going back here to the upper grid, so normally Uehara Aichan and Keiaru are literally neck and neck with each other. One is exercising drift dominance while the other one is exercising grip supremacy. As you can see here on section 2, it's a really, really tight race between Uehara Aichan and Keiaru, while Yuigao is tolerating PLDC right up on his arse, while at the same time keeping his lead. And then there is Uehara Aichan taking the slipstream, and we can also see Keiaru doing the same exact thing. Just as long as he stays within the slipstream of Uehara Aichan, Keiaru has a fighting chance, but it also plays as a double benefit as both of them are getting closer and closer to Yuigao's Evo 3. So I think I got a little distracted because of chat back there, because I was noticing also the Mustang catching up and the Beetle. But Uehara Aichan doing a bit of a drift in entering into the carousel. Ignore the sudden pace car drifting at 80 kilometers per hour. Nordflight going literally through the grass in the carousel. Not sure if that was a good idea or not. Uehara Aichan staying real close in 2nd place. But Keiaru 2 is literally close by on his bumper and is finding every opportunity to overtake, knowing that the M2 is far more superior in grip than it is in drift. Slowly building gap, taking each corner smoothly and planted, leaving behind Uehara Aichan as they go through section 3. But Keiaru overshoot one corner and is now behind Uehara Aichan once again. Yuigao slowly building gap, as you can see there in that one camera angle. But Uehara Aichan trying to hold on to 2nd place as best as he could. Meanwhile, Keiaru overshot the corner because of entering the grass and is now behind 83 Thermal's Mustang. But 83 Thermal overshot that corner into the grass, gaining the penalty, and has now got back his 4th place. Using the pace car as a slipstream, he slowly makes his way to 3rd, using as well the penalty as a means of slowing down to get back into the race without losing his momentum. So finally gaining enough slipstream, passes the pace car and slowly gains into Uehara Aichan's behind. Uehara Aichan a bit of a mistake there. Keiaru capitalizes on that section and into the final carousel on the last half. Clears it a little slower than Uehara Aichan, who overtakes, but he had that planned. He wanted Uehara Aichan to be in front so that when he enters into the long straight, he has one slipstream led by another. Unfortunately for Uehara Aichan, they were not able to hold on to that lead. But so did Yuigao, as Keiaru uses that moment for slipstream advantage. However, as the pace car gets closer, Keiaru loses their position due to drafting, wind resistance, which Yuigao uses both Keiaru and the pace car as a means of keeping his lead, slowly accelerating further and further into the lead. Let's actually change cameras to double check. Alright, he overshot, but he overshot into the next corner, letting Yuigao overtake, and Yuigao takes the goal, securing their victory, although PLDT says the pace car wins. But me as the pace car is not relevant. Yuigao won and is now our standard class champion. He would be moving on tomorrow to the Hall of Fame matchup where he would be facing off against Endearisme, who won the Extreme class, and RFF Super Leo, who won on the Sports class. The most that I could say is, to our 3 champions on our past 3 live streams, prepare your best cars, as I will be now saying a bit of the initial rules. They would be going 3 runs. I will not be involved, I'll just be the commentator. They'll be doing 3 runs, 1 car per class, 1 race per class. Whoever dominates in the most points across all 3 classes will be crowned in this event as the conqueror of the Green Hell. And I would be actually also coordinating with the devs on what kind of prize we could actually reward to our conqueror of the Green Hell. But we guys are not done. We're not done. So Yuigao, you're actually in my club, so I'll just get your user ID off you. As per tradition, we cannot end this Green Hell Masterclass without a bit of a trivia. Or will each car be a one-time use? I would say yes. Yes, each car will be a one-time use and additional rules will be mentioned tomorrow. I said bring your best cars. I said cars with an S. So this isn't just 1 car per class. Soja Bobby, when will this finale happen? It will happen tomorrow night. Also at 10 p.m. PH time. But give yourself a benefit of the doubt. Miyaru Chireng. Did I read it right? Miao Chireng. I'll just call you Oehara Aichan. Aichan, you've done so well. You have shown us that the M2 is not a grip-only car. To last up until the final straight against the likes of Yuigao and Keiaru is a big achievement for someone in the BMW M2. So you also deserve a congratulations. But to everyone who is still here, it is time for the consolation trivia, where they have a chance to win. Let me just double check on the SEA top-up page. You have a chance to win 350 gems. So the monthly card for Yuigao and 350 gems if you're an SEA. 350 gems. Whoever answers this trivia correctly, I will type it on chat and then I'll let you guys know when it's time for you guys to give your response. So, to give everyone a bit of an idea of context, you know what? Let us show the car in question for the trivia. Okay, and then let's turn off the UI. Okay, the Toyota Supra. You all know it. You all love it. Whether be it racing games, Gran Turismo, or the Fast and the Furious franchise. At least every one of us fell in love with the Supra. But before the Supra was known as the Supra that we all know and love, it had a boxy version, which was the A70. But before that, it was named something else before it was called the Supra. What is the former name of the Supra before the Supra name was made? Everyone, you got until 11:45 to give your answer. The first person to answer correctly wins 350 gems. If you are an SEA player, 350 gems. Unfortunately, for those who have answered previously, like Abid Kalilalil and 16 Blue Moon, you are forbidden to actually answer. So 2 more minutes. You can update your responses. If you've answered first and decided to update, you're gonna lose out on your opportunity. So whether do you lock in on your answer or do you stay with the answer that you have and secure your position? 11:43. I'm double checking the dot here, guys. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Alright, so 11:44. This is gonna take a while, honestly, because I believe some of them already got the correct answer. Okay, 11:44. So answers end. So let us double check who got it right. So a lot have answered Celica Supra. A lot have answered just Celica. A lot have answered the Celica XX. Now, technically, everybody is correct. However, my question was, before the Supra name was made, meaning, what was the model before the name Supra was added to the car? As much as Celica Supra makes sense, that was the first ever Supra, the Toyota Celica XX, also known as the Celica Supra. But again, the question was, what was the name of the Supra before the Supra? Before the Supra. And honestly, there was a Celica before the Celica Supra was born. The very first Toyota Celica, very synonymous to that of its competition, like the Mitsubishi GTO and rivaling the past Skylines. I believe the last Skyline that it rivaled before the actual GTR was made. The four-wheel drive GTR was the Ken and Mary, but that's also a Skyline GTR. So that was the second GTR that rivaled the Celica Supra before the Hakoska. So the correct answer, who got it right first, is Will Be Yours, who mentioned just Celica. So Celica is correct. So again, trivia. So Celica Supra is the first Supra. But I said the former name of the Supra. So the former model before the Celica Supra was the Celica. So, Will Be Yours, please, if you are in SEA, please add me in the server, in the SEA server, so that I can get your user ID, and then I will reward you with your 350 gems if you're in SEA. To also make sure that you can go on your date of birth, I believe it is somewhere within your profile. You just have to declare your DOB there. The game settings let you know that you have to declare your date of birth. I need that check on your account. You're the only one who could do so before I give you your reward. So also, once again, congratulations to Yui Gao Hoshi for winning the standard class. You are our standard class champion, beating the odds of the new meta with the permanent Evo 3. You don't actually need my ID, Will Be Yours. You just have to type in Miyogi, and I think I'm the only Miyogi there. I'm the only Miyogi in the server. Am I? Let's actually double check that. Let's go here and let's search for myself. Wait, my controller be lagging. So let's actually share it. If I see another Miyogi, I found my imposter. I'm the only one. Let's actually search that. I see Blur. Okay, I will add you. Oh, nice. You're racing the 8048. Okay. So, for next stream, guys, as per usual, just because I mentioned what would happen, which is the Hall of Fame tournament, there will still be a masterclass, and our masterclass would be grip racing in the green hell. What we'll be doing is that I'll be doing a grip run on all 3 classes. Tomorrow would be on the dry. I'll show you how to handle them on standard, sports, and extreme. And then we will move on to the Hall of Fame tournament. And then on Sunday, we will be tackling the cloudy version of the Green Hell. Same steps, because we know it is going to be performing vastly different. And the community challenge there, I would announce it tomorrow. And this is, like, for the past few events, it has been limited to just the first 7. The only clue I'll give is that it is going to be free for all. Ooh, I like that suggestion, Kearu. So, would anybody wanna watch among one of the events in our Hall of Fame? Would anybody wanna watch a Hellcat one-make race around the Green Hell? That is an interesting event. That is an interesting kind of race to see before the actual proper. We need to do some showboating on tomorrow's event. So, if you want to continue to converse with us more before this event, we have a Discord server. Let me just add it. I will add the invite link over on the comment section at the end of this live stream. So if you want to join in on the Discord server, you may do so after this live. So again, tomorrow is grip racing lesson 1 of 2, and we'll have the Hall of Fame tournament between RFF Super Leo and Dearest Me and Yui Gao Hoshi. I hope you all come in and support. But since we've already done all of the events, all of the banner cars for this season, I'll also think if there would still be a consolation trivia. But to will be yours. Congratulations and thank you for participating in our trivia. I'll process Yuigao and will be yours' rewards later after this live stream. So to everyone, y'all have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow night, 10 o'clock PH time, for the grip class and the Hall of Fame tournament.